So we're just going to get an introduction from both of them and a little bit about what they're doing here at the show.
Cool. Do that. My name is Chris Carlin. I'm the Director of Customer Care, so it's been really fun this week getting up close and personal with all our Canadian friends up here and seeing their amazing collectibles, putting them in the PSA slab, making sure that they're safe, and some of the grades that people have been getting have been a lot of fun to see the reveal on those. And Tommy's with marketing. Tommy, tell me a little about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Tommy Paderes. I'm the Director of Marketing for PSA. This is our first time here in Canada, so we're really excited to bring this service to everyone here. This is the first time we've done this, and so it's really giving the opportunity for everyone to drop off cards here, get them done on site, not worry about customs and duties and things like that. So it's been an overwhelmingly positive reception. Everyone's really excited. We're offering things like merch, vault services, things of that nature, and it's just been a great show for us so far.
Awesome. Yeah, one of the cool things about the expo is I've been telling people, if you come here and you can't find it, it might not exist because there's so much diversity in what dealers offer here. Let me give you a quick example. I'm about to drop off an order for a customer, and it's quite unique, where the back is signed by Jean Ferry. Now, does anyone know who Jean Ferry is? Andre the Giant. It was his name. So when he first started, and the craziest thing about this piece is the little boy in this photo is actually the dealer who I'm about to drop this off with. So he had this done when he was a little boy. His dad is actually over here in the stands, and they were able to have Andre the Giant sign it. So super cool.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
No, it's stuff like that that really gains that extra little bit for collectors, like when it's something so personal like that.
For sure.
To drop off. So in your guys' roles with PSA, what would you say is the most rewarding part about what you do?
Yeah, for me, I think the most rewarding aspect of being a part of PSA is being able to give people that peace of mind that what they have is A, real, and B, that it might be the best in class, that it might be the best individual card in that holder, that's graded the highest. And we have a lot of competition that happens with set registry. So PSA's set registry is a really dynamic online platform that allows collectors to compete for different sets and having the best in class. And when they get here in person, and there's a real community aspect to it, and rivalry. It's really fun to see them and engage with them here in person. I think PSA shines in what we do, but when we're in person with customers, we're really at our best.
Yeah, and at least from my standpoint, it's really about bringing better experiences to customers, elevating our brand, elevating the space, creating more moments for the hobby. I think that's what excites me the most about working on marketing and leading these efforts here at the Toronto Sport Card Expo.
Awesome. No, that's great. I guess the next question is there anything that collectors can look forward to, a project that you're working on, or something coming up on the horizon that's getting you really excited?
Yeah, right now, what I don't think people really realize in Canada is how cool PSA's vaulting experience is. My wife always is a bit of a nervous wreck about what I have in the house, and to be able to vault it in a secure location that has armed guards 24 hours a day, 365, I can see my collection on my phone, share it with friends, because you don't want to lug around everything. But also, when I leave for a trip like this, she doesn't have to worry about everything being in the house, what have you, is really nice. But the coolest aspect of it is how quickly you could take it from your collection to sell through golden auctions, or we're going to be doing more and more with this, but to be able to get liquid on items real quick is a really cool aspect. And right once it's vaulted, you can list it with golden, and all the imagery is done for you, all the spec is done. So it's a really cool platform that I don't think a lot of Canadians are aware of quite yet, but we're taking submissions right here, and it's a nice way to preserve your collection, store your collection, and not have to worry about what it's doing in your house or your safe or what have you.
Yeah, I think that's really fascinating as well, because I think for a long time collectors have had it jumped under a bed or something like that. So it's good to have a secure area now.
There's been like 5 times where I know my prize cards are in my house, but I don't know where they're at because I'll like change it around or hide it. So yeah, for me to have it in one place on my phone is really nice.
Yeah, I know even coming here, I was trying to find my cards. I'm like, I know I have this card,
Yeah.
but I cannot find it anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Is there anything you wanted to add?
Chris said it best.
Chris said it best. Awesome. So some fun questions now. So I know, Chris, you've had some opportunities to work with some athletes, Gretzky, LeBron, Tiger. So if you could only have one authenticated autograph from one of those individuals, who would it be?
Well, I have authenticated autographs from both.
So if you had to only keep one in your collection.
Yeah, I think it would probably be Gretzky. He is, you know, when you deal with him in person, he's one of those guys where you almost see the aura around him, you know? So he is just so personable, but just, he's, you know, when you're dealing with him, you know you're dealing with a superstar and just a really special player. So yeah, I've got a couple Gretzky pieces that are very personal and I think yeah, it's a great one. How do you do that?
Exactly.
LeBron James all the way.
LeBron James.
Greatest athlete of all time.
Okay, you heard it here first. Last question I have for you guys today. Any piece of advice for collectors maybe coming to the show for the first time or submitting with PSA for the first time? I know I get a lot of questions from members in our group about I've never submitted with PSA before. How does that work? Do you have a little bit of advice or tips for individuals that might be new to the whole experience?
Yeah, my advice for someone who's new to grading is start small. You know, I see a lot of customers, you know, it happens when I was with Upper Deck, people would do this too, where they just jump into the category and go crazy and just, you know, almost be gluttonous. And it's just not a smart way to go. But with grading, you really want to be careful and you want to start slow so you understand the process, you get what's happening, because there are costs tied to it. But what I love about grading is it definitely adds value to your collectible if you're smart about it and look at it beforehand. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, it came right from the pack, it's got to be a 10. You really still have to look at it. From, you know, being on the manufacturing side, I've seen, you know, maybe the blades weren't cutting as they were, you know, they replaced blades throughout the production process. So there's a myriad of things that could happen where cards are moving around in packs and boxes. Maybe the box is dropped and something happens. So because of that, I think it's really important to start small, learn the process, and then kind of go from there. So that would be my biggest tip. And then if you're coming to the expo, comfy shoes, and the bathroom upstairs is a secret. It is clean and nice.
That's some insider information.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me is encapsulate everything. I think what's important about our service is, yes, like everyone wants a PSA 10, and everybody wants to have that feeling of doing a PSA 10, but 9s are still wonderful, 8s are still wonderful, but more importantly, it's okay to encapsulate things that have sentimental value to you, stuff that means a lot to you. I have cards from my childhood that I acquired when I had little to no money, but I've encapsulated them because I want to protect them and I want to cherish them. So, you know, part of what we offer here is not just like grading cards and increasing value and things like that. We also encapsulate memories, which I think is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and I think that's super important for people to know, because I think a lot of the questions that I get is, well, is this going to be a PSA 10? Well, if that's a personal collection card for you, then we encapsulate it, protect it. Now it's like that forever, right?
Yeah, and those items that aren't going to be a 10, sometimes, you know, what we recommend to a lot of customers is have it slabbed as authentic. You know, you have it in the holder so it presents really nicely. It's not, no more damage is going to happen to it, and you have it just as authentic. It presents really beautifully. But we're seeing it not just with cards, but tickets have become such an emerging category. And going through the hall here, I see so many raw tickets. I'm like, oh my God, I should buy everything here. But it's, you know, the tickets have moved to a digital experience, and there's so many milestone games and opportunities to have tickets signed at events like this. One of the tickets that I'm actually looking to acquire is from the Tyson Holyfield fight. And Mike makes himself available to sign pretty frequently. So being able to get something like that signed and encapsulated is really cool. And for tickets, it doesn't need to be a PSA 10. I think most people who are ticket collectors know that they were used, you know? So as long as it's in that holder and people know it's authentic, it goes a long way.
So awesome. No, that's great. You know, thanks again, guys. I appreciate the time here, and good luck with the rest of the show.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks.
And if you're ever in Edmonton, you got to visit Wayne's Sports Cards, one of the most beautiful shops in all of Canada.
You heard it here first. Head to Wayne's, get your cards slabbed with PSA.